Alright, here we have another one that's kind of on the rarer spectrum of the Lakewood brace-bladed wonders. This is a 2003 Lakewood Model 202. This is not what replaced the Lakewood 101 and the 101A. This was actually sold alongside those. This was actually the cheaper alternative to that. Yeah, I said that. They really went cheap on these. They didn't even put the handle or the knob on the top. So they cut cost on pretty much everything that they could with these. And yeah, they were cheap, but again, I like Lakewood. I like these. These were childhood fans. I remember seeing them growing up. And when I was in high school, the agriculture class had one of these in their shop, and I remember I'd mess with it every once in a while. Because the agriculture class was pretty much free reign, because nobody really did anything in that class for the most part. But anyway, that's another rant for another time. But anyway, they had one of these in the shop. I remember I'd mess with it. If I would have had a phone at that time, I probably would have done videos on it, but I didn't have a phone at the time. But anyway, this is the Lakewood 202. These fans were kind of interesting in another fashion, is they didn't come in an actual cardboard box. They shrink wrapped these, had a cardboard insert that had a picture of the fan and all the features on it. And they were shipped off like that and sold in stores like that. It was just weird. Which a lot of these, you don't see them anymore because, like a lot of these brace-bladed fans from this time frame, the cords would get lost and people would just throw out the fan or, something of that effect. Because oddly enough, I find these sometimes, and the only problem that's wrong with it is missing in the cord, and it still works. Weird, I know, but I have never seen a brace blader with a really knackered blade like you do on the Lasco fans. So, I guess they're kind of durable. I don't know. But, they weren't great fans compared to, like, the vintage Lakewoods, obviously. But for the time, they were decently built. Lakewood. It's got the brace blade fan blade that everybody knows and loves. This one's in alright shape. It's got a few rust spots in it. I got it from a vendor at a flea market. I traded them a Lasco Cool Colors for this because I knew I probably wouldn't ever find another one. So I figured I'd trade them that for this. And if anyone remembers, I made a custom Cool Colors fan a long time ago. It was black and white. That's what I traded for this. Here's the back of the fan. As you can tell, all the stuff's on the back. You got your handle here, the speed controls here, and your boombox cord. And this thing, which apparently is cord storage, what you do is you wind up the cord and apparently stuff it in here, and it's supposed to hold it, but I don't know how well it works. But yeah, there's no handle because it's right here. And yeah, they started using the cheaper motor braces on these model fans, I assume. And then they kind of eventually started using them on the other fans as time went on. But these 202s were the first ones to use those style motor braces. And then later on, all of their models pretty much adapted to it. Because beforehand, they used the motor mounts like this, like they used in the 90s fans. And actually, the steel on these is a little bit better quality. But, it is what it is. So, yeah. No handle. It's right here. Anyway, let's give it a run up. Here is high. Hopefully it doesn't tip over. Nope. And it's actually pretty powerful. Like I did in the comparison video, this one has steeper pitched blades than the later ones do. So it moves more air. It actually takes advantage of the power of the motor. Unlike the later examples. It's wanting to tip over, but it's on a solid surface, so it should be alright. Go to medium. I never could understand why they put the controls on the back, but like I said, it's probably some kind of cost-cutting measure. But I mean, even though it was a cheap fan, this one in particular moves pretty good air. Now, if they made these later on, I don't believe they had the steep pitched blades like this. So they probably didn't move as much air. But the earlier ones, like this one, and the one that I remember from my high school days, actually were pretty decent. Both of them were the earlier ones. This one has a different back grill than the one I remember in high school. The one I remember in high school had the open back grill instead of the little closed off one. But he was low. I mean, it's not a bad fan for what it is. We'll go back to high. And OSS spelled off. Too bad Lakewood went out of business. I guess it's stuff like this that kind of kill them, but I mean, this was Lakewood doing their darnest to cheapen their stuff pretty much, and they still made a decent product. I mean, compared to what Lasco ended up doing. I mean, at the time, before Lakewood actually went out of business, they were told to cheapen their stuff up even more, and that's pretty much when they threw in the towel and said, screw it, we're not going to make any more cheaper fans. So, I mean, I give them credit for that. Lakewood did their best, and in the end, it was an ultimate demise. But now, their name is sold under the Jardin brand, and what was left of the box fans, they got picked up by Aerospeed and Cam Air. So, yeah. Brace-bladed fans were pretty much the end of Lakewood, but I still like them to some extent. So anyway, there's that. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.